everyone, welcome to Tales of Swordfall. We are a YouTube adventure group that does Dungeons and Dragons, and sometimes we can pronounce words.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. I am Paul. I am the questionable GM who may pronounce words. And who are the rest of the people who may or may not be able to pronounce anything tonight?
Go ahead, Guy.
I am Guy. I attempt words sometimes.
Good to know.
And I run a YouTube channel, That Guy Who Can't Sing. It's literally just all that, all mushed together, no apostrophe. And that's who I am. That's one aspect of who I am.
And who are you playing?
I'm playing Norik, who is a he's a shoot. What is he? Oh, I'm playing.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be an interesting session.
Tonight is gonna be choice.
Good things to come.
Yeah, I play Norik, who is a halfling and has an amazing mule.
Named Herbert.
Herbert, thank you.
No problem. I'm here for you, man.
All right, next person, attempt to words, please.
I'm the Sky Trekker. I also attempt to words and fail regularly. I run a YouTube channel where I fail regularly at attempting words. Actually, I attempt, but never mind. And I'm also the author of a little-known sci-fi serial. That's for the closing bit. Today I'm playing. I'm fucking so mad. I'm sorry. Today I'm playing Horatio Thumper, who also flunks things a lot because he's bad at stuff. Okay, someone else. No one can do worse than that. Go ahead, without fear.
All right. Well, I'm very random butterfly, and I cannot English write. But yeah, I play Rayanne.
There you go.
Good job.
I think she's done the best.
Yeah, definitely the best. Hi, Gats Righteous. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, etc. Part of Band of the Hot Gaming. And you can find that also Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, etc. And our website, bandofthehotgaming.com. And I am playing Lane Lavaris, a Wood Elf Ranger.
Awesome. Yay, we got through that, guys.
We got through that. I am so sorry. I don't know what happened.
Everybody gets an applause.
Call it a wrap.
Yep.
I brain farted so badly.
English right.
Yeah, we English good tonight.
We do.
Admitting is the first step.
Yep. And the first step, you can still trip up. But hey, if we keep going on, we will succeed.
Yeah. Especially if we're going down the stairs and not up the stairs.
Oh yeah, definitely if we're going down the stairs.
Yeah, if you trip on the first step going down the stairs, man, it's you get down really quickly.
So let's recap what happened last time, or a few hours ago, depending on some of us.
Dream sequences.
Yes, everyone had dream sequences. They all meant something, but what they meant is to that character. So, hurrah! If that doesn't make any sense, you should be watching our videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go watch them. Links and stuff.
Anybody want to add anything else to that, to what happened last episode?
Yeah, I think it was almost all of us woke up in cold sweats because I listened to it because I wasn't there, but then yeah, I'm not gonna try to explain that. I wasn't there, but then we recorded an extra bit, me and Paul, with just me and Paul. I'm not talking well. But yeah, anyway, most of us apparently have deep-seated psychological issues, to judge by our dreams.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Which makes for interesting characters, right?
Yes, we're gonna do the deepest, darkest characters, but since we have no ability to talk today, we'll probably just be a little silly.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get on to the morning after, because that's important. That's the starting of the journey. That's when your employment with Austere actually starts taking shape.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
So, I'm going to ask you another question, which you'll probably have to think about first. And I'll put Ethan on the spot because he's good at this stuff.
Do it.
What is Lane's morning routine?
Lane's morning routine. Well, Lane would have probably been up maybe 4 hours before everybody else, after her nightmarish meditation. She suits up, cleans where she was, makes sure she has all of her gear. It's very meticulous about that. And then she goes out and kind of tries to explore around the town again. What time was it when we kind of got in and was done watching the poker game explode into craziness?
If we had to give a time, I would say like maybe 10 o'clock at night.
Okay, so I mean, by the time Lane maybe fell asleep, so maybe it's like 3 a.m. right now. It's the moon is still up, the stars are still out. So she's just, her morning routine is walking around, enjoying the quiet. If it's too noisy in town, she might even wander out of town a little bit and try and find some calm spot to look at the stars until the sun comes up.
Cool. Give me a perception check.
Perception.
That's very average.
Yep. Another average starlight morning.
Congratulations, Ethan. You are average.
Yep. So, going around with your, passive perception, you notice that, things are quiet for a human city. How often have you gone to human cities?
Almost never.
Almost never.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some opportunities to go see bigger cities, but normally it would just be tagging along with some trading kind of thing.
Yeah. So this is probably on par with most human cities you've been to. I mean, it's quiet in the way where people are slightly restless. You can hear people still lurking in the shadows. I mean, no one in particular really. You probably parade around this red perimeter and notice that the streets that lead out actually are locked by a gate at each and every street.
No, that's unusual. Even it is pretty late, but that I don't think she would have ran into that frequently, where they don't allow people to go in and out at all.
Yep, and you can look across the river and notice that the state of the area you're in and the state of the areas across the river, it's a lot nicer over on that side.
Got it. So the little area we're at now, they're trying to kind of keep the seedier parts separate from the nicer parts at night.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least give the nicer parts a sense of security.
Yeah, what was that, Kirsty?
I was going to say makes sense. Sorry for blabbing out.
Oh, no. I appreciate reactions to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you probably make a giant loop, go down by the river, see some shanty buildings attached to regular buildings. You notice that all along the other side of the river, where it isn't raised by a hill, they basically have a wall to block out any sight of this part of town.
And one thing, while she does this, it was just kind of, it wouldn't even occur to her, it would just be reflex at this point, but she would be kind of, not trying super hard, but traveling through fairly stealthy, keeping to the shadows, she's not just like gallivanting around town at 3 a.m. That's a good way to have a guard be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like give me a stealth check. Let's see how stealthy you are being.
Yeah, that's about what I was thinking. Just kind of her normal ways of moving through a town at night. It's not like she's purposefully hiding, but
yeah, if
drawing attention.
Yeah, if people pass by you, they're like, it's someone just out and about. Whatever, elves.
Yep. Exactly.
in contrast to when Horatio went out last night when he was swaggering around with a drunk in a wheelbarrow. But
Yeah.
Literally the opposite of that. Yes.
It is literally the opposite.
I might tail that to like, because you've got a bunch of other a bunch of attention and be like, oh, I can just kind of
Yeah. You do notice that the people who are up, they look like they might be guarding doors at a few places. You notice that like one or two houses have a front porch, and people are sitting on front of them. But they also look like people who are different from humans. They are like elves, but they don't quite look like elves. Well, proper wood elves. Um, then there's you notice a couple half orcs. Um, even like one or two gnomes who are just like out and about at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else you're gonna try to do?
No, I mean it's just kind of her routine. Just not looking for anything in particular. It's just stretching her legs, trying to wake up and adjust to her surroundings before the day's gonna start.
Nice. And how long would you do this till like dawn or?
Yeah, just till dawn, and then she'd make her way back to the inn, or rather the tavern.
Okay, let me roll something here. Yeah, you do notice that like some guy when you're passing by is lurking in the shadows, looking up and down the street. You just happen to like go through an alley at the right time. He's not even looking your way, but he looks like he's aiming to ambush someone.
And is he looking at anyone in particular, or is he just waiting for his opportunity kind of thing?
He's waiting for his opportunity. He has a knife out. He's ready to just pop out of the alley and like, probably stab someone.
Well, that's not very nice, is it? Any I'm assuming in this seedy area and probably with this spot picked, there's probably no guards or anything nearby at all, right?
Nope. It's just this guy in this dark little alley, and he's kind of on like maybe a side road or like in an alley by like a glorified alley.
Okay. What I'd like to do, how am I? Can I tell if he sees me at all or not?
He's looking the opposite direction.
Okay. I'd like to try and kind of find either get up on like a high point nearby or a nice kind of covered alley nearby. And after doing that, I'd like to notch an arrow and shoot near where he's holding his knife. If I can, I'd like to shoot and actually nick the knife, but I'm not going to try and hit him. If I miss, it'll be like on the wall near him, if that makes sense.
So like a Batman move, basically.
Yeah, like go home.
Yeah.
Kind of shot, you know?
Oh, yeah. There are plenty of buildings to get up on.
Okay.
Just give me an athletics roll and let's see how well you do it.
I've done this before.
Yeah, you've done this. You've climbed things while being in stealth mode before. You're cool. Okay. You like barely even shake the tiled roofs, and you get a pretty good clear shot at him.
All right.
You can roll to hit.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that is good. And roll damage. Let's just see how much non-lethal damage. Oh yeah, like you hit perfectly on his blade, which makes the dagger fly out of his hand, and the handle from the air just pops him on top of the head, and he goes unconscious.
Oh.
Stinks to be him.
Oh. But now I've created a problem for myself because an unconscious guy laying on the street's gonna get mugged anyways. Oh, Lane, yeah, Lane lets out a big sigh, hops down off the roof, and are there any other people around this shady guy at
No.
all?
It's just a lone shady guy with a dagger.
I'll try and come up to him without waking him up, and can I tell? Is he human? Is he healthy? What kind of shape is this person is? Do you want me to roll like a medicine or something?
Yeah, a medicine check would be, you would be able to tell what shape he is in.
Eh.
You can tell by the goose egg that's clearly forming on the top of his head. He's injured somehow. But looking at him, you can clearly tell now that he's a drow. And he's basically using his superior night vision to get the drop on people.
Okay.
It's not fair.
Is there anywhere around where I could stash this guy so he doesn't get stabbed in the middle of the night? Like, you know, under a wagon or something like that.
I'm going to say there is probably the traditional giant bin of rubbish collection, like in this alley.
Okay. Sure. I'll
fantasy equivalent of the dumpster.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'll try and put him in there in a way that he's not going to drown. Kind of propped up, and I'll take the dagger and
salad.
No. I'm just. I was debating on if I'm gonna if he has an obvious sheath, I'll just put it back in the sheath. Otherwise, I'll just throw it in the dumpster.
No, this guy does not have an obvious sheath. He's one of those thugs that like wears it in his pants or whatever.
Is it a nice dagger? Or is it more like a shank?
It's a fairly nice hunting dagger with an obsidian handle. It looks like maybe a family heirloom. Someone's family heirloom, not necessarily his, but who knows?
Is there if I roll investigation, can I see if there's any kind of like inscription or anything like that, or is it just a nice knife?
Oh, you can roll investigation on it, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it does have a nice elven like attribute to it on the handle. Down like a middle spine, holding the obsidian together. You don't really recognize the clan name of Windrunner, but it's something, yeah.
Okay. Not meta-knowledging. I don't know if this dagger is his or not, and I don't really need someone having a vendetta, although I'm sure he probably wouldn't find me or know who the hell took it, but if I popped up with this dagger in front of the wrong person, maybe something bad could happen.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna toss the dagger in the dumpster with him. If he wants to dig through the muck and find it, he can.
Good job. You throw it in, it makes a nice sloshing noise. You can literally hear it just sink, probably as low as he is, in this like gunk. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Time goes on. And you notice there's like pockets of people who are waiting around to just kind of cause trouble. You know, it's the bad part of town.
Got it. Well, I don't need to stir up too much trouble. I'm out here by myself in a human city. I'll stick to the shadows some more, and on my way, kind of work my way back slowly. If I see something bad happening, I'll try and intervene if it seems like I can. But
Yeah. It seems like he was the only lone mugger tonight. The rest of them are a little bit smarter. They have like one guy who pops out and probably lures people into the alley, and like 2 other big menacing dudes come up. That seems to be more the common thing.
got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So wait till dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Dawn arrives. Is anybody actually up at dawn?
Norik has already been up.
Oh. Like for how long?
Well, let's see. We're gonna say he went to bed a little bit after all the poker ruckus, like 11. He had his nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up around 3 or so.
Well, if we're gonna do traditional D&D long rest, which makes you not have exhaustion, it will be 8 hours of sleep. So,
I don't know what exhaustion does exactly.
exhaustion gives disadvantage to, well, the first stage of exhaustion gives disadvantage to skill rolls. I think maybe attack rolls.
I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, we should look that up really quick. It's not a pretty thing to have, especially if you go into it and you have to like do a fight.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Exhaustion.
I didn't realize there was an exhaustion system. That's interesting.
Oh yeah.
So first level of exhaustion, you have disadvantage on ability checks.
Mm-hmm.
And then second level of exhaustion, speed is halved. Third level, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Fourth level, your hit point max is halved. Fifth level, your speed resists to 0, and sixth level, you die.
Yep.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a good checks and balance system for if you're trying to
Moral of
push
the
your
story,
character too
sleep.
far, they'll die.
It's good
Diminishing
to know.
returns until death.
What did you say, Krister?
Moral of the story, sleep.
Yeah. That's why if you guys say you took a rest but didn't take the full long rest, I'm gonna be like, are you sure about that, guys? Because if you really want to take the chance, you can roll me a Constitution saving throw, and we can see if you can surpass the DC save for not being exhausted.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, Norik, there's no way he could have gotten a full night's rest.
All right. So you were saying that you went to sleep about 11, and now it's
Yeah, 10:30 or 11, and we'll say 11, and we'll say now it's so he woke up at like. Heck, I'll give him one more hour. I'll say he woke up at 4 a.m. with his nightmare.
okay. Cool.
So he was asleep for a full 5 hours.
Yeah. So roll me a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Bam. Ooh.
Oh, you are Mr. Few hours sleep. You are doing A-okay. You must have been doing this out in the wild or whatever. So, what is your morning routine?
Norik's morning routine was flush down the toilet. It was totally destroyed by that nightmare. So he woke up around 4, and he laid there in bed under the blankets, shivering from fear for a good hour.
Okay.
And around 5 a.m., he'd managed to calm down a little bit, but he just couldn't go to sleep. So I imagine there's a stable here.
Yeah, there would be a stable to keep your animals.
Yeah, so from 5 a.m. up until well, we'll just say Norik was out there just sitting on a stool staring at Herbert.
Okay. And do you have a conversation with Herbert by any chance?
Too awkward?
This is too awkward. He just staring at Herbert.
And Herbert's staring back.
Is he staring soulfully?
Yeah, it's kind of that feeling, Norik is. It's like he doesn't actually believe that if he talked to Herbert, Herbert would reply in speech. But he's just a little too freaked out to even risk the chance, so he's just staring. Sitting there, just.
Yeah, and Herbert's like just staring back every once in a while, going back to
Herbert's being Herbert.
Yeah, back to the stack of hay, chewing. Goes back to staring back at you. Goes to the water trough. Goes back to staring.
I'll say there's at least a good hour of that.
Let's call dawn like at 7 o'clock. Does that sound good for everyone in the world?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
All right, so from 4 to 5, he was in his bed shivering, absolute mess, and then 5 to 6-ish, he was sitting in the stable staring at Herbert, just sitting there doing nothing and staring, and then a little bit perplexed, but just trying to get his mind straight again, and then he finally just stands up and pets Norik, not Norik, pets Herbert a little bit.
He looks at himself.
Pets Herbert a little bit. Not saying anything, just patting him. And
Herbert nuzzles your hand a little.
Because Herbert's the best.
And then as you leave, Herbert makes like a small noise as if Herbert's saying goodbye.
Norik's gonna give him a little wave and then just go hang out downstairs in the tavern till dawn.
And Herbert waves Herbert's ears and goes back to doing mule stuff.
All right.
Yeah, and you notice at dawn time, in the kitchen there's actually the smell of bread being baked. There's a few patrons getting their morning cup of something.
Best not to ask.
Some kind of black sludge.
Yeah, it might be coffee, might be liquor, might be both.
It's been brewed enough when the horseshoe can stand upright in it.
Yep. And you wait until dawn. Let's go to Rayanne.
And I'll say the Norik orders a cup of that sludge, whatever it is.
I'll have what he's having.
Never a good sign.
Sits there drinking a nice bitter drink.
Yeah, and Gerald's the only one, the dwarf bartender, and he kind of gives you a nod, but in the type of way of, if you really want that, sure. Alright, let's pan over to Rianne and her night, her morning routine / getting up.
Okay, so Rayanne, despite having a nightmare and waking up at cold sweat, after just pretty much talking herself like it's okay, it's just a dream, I think she conks right back out, pretty much. Just cold out. And then, I'd say maybe wake up a little later. I don't know, not right at dawn, maybe
7:30, 8-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd see her being like just a big sleeper, like. And oh yeah, she probably went to bed right after she got those 2 gold coins and pretty much was like, well, I'm done here.
Yeah.
There's nothing more I can take. Everyone's on guard. I'm going to bed.
Cool.
And I would say first thing I do is probably go downstairs to where all the food's being baked, smell the food, and just pretty much get some food.
Oh yeah. By this time at 8:30 ish, you can smell all the breakfast foods being cooked. There are like breakfast sausages, eggs, bacon, sweet cheeses, bread. I mean, it can make a very hearty meal.
Okay. If I have,
Norik would be chowing down on that too.
I would be piling my plate with one of everything if I can.
Yeah, I mean, it is on the Magic Academy's coin, so.
Oh, yep. I'm shoveling it all down.
Oh, I forgot about that. I gotta get a big breakfast then.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. When's the next time we're gonna get a good meal?
Well, with the track record of the Magic Academy, maybe never.
We just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I get a plate, just fill it all the way up. It looks ludicrous. It's just like a huge, just keeping plate of everything.
Yeah. And Gerald looks at his buffet because apparently we are doing this buffet style now. And
the tavern with a buffet. It's the best kind.
Yeah, apparently a lot of locals come over here and have like a large breakfast at the buffet. Why not?
Why not?
And he kind of looks at the trays and goes back, and you can hear him say something along the lines of, "Well, better fry up more food."
Horatio hasn't even been down yet.
No, we're going to talk about Horatio this morning because, unlike everyone else, like by the time Lane was like getting out, you were probably just getting to bed.
Yeah. I did kind of go out and wander the city and do shenanigans with my new friend Gerald. Or Gerald? Is it Gerald or Gerald? I just call him Jerry.
I like Gerald because that's just a mutilation of his name, and I can see like that's what Horatio is thinking. He's like, yeah, his name's Gerald, but it's spelled Gerald. So
yeah, I should just start calling him Gerald. Maybe I'll shake up my nicknames for people just to keep them off kilter.
So let's see.
Oh, can I just make one little comment?
Yeah.
Back one moment. Norik seeing Rayanne with a giant plate of food.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Goes and grabs food as well, and sits down with Rayanne. And also not as big a plate, but a healthy portion, and just makes a comment to Rayanne. Says, "My mother always said, healthy appetite, happy life."
Yep.
Nice.
I'll drink to that.
And that's about all.
Okay.
Anyway, I want to throw that in.
That was a nice little moment, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's figure out when Horatio went to bed. So
when did I hit the hay?
When did we say Lane got out and about, like about 4 o'clock, right?
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Yeah, that's probably about the time. So let's say it's 7. So you got 4 hours of sleep. Roll me that Constitution save, buddy.
Snap! I should have just gone to bed. I didn't realize this is a thing that I have to worry about. Oh, okay.
Oh, damn! You crit that.
Horatio's he's very bouncing back, you know.
I think it's kind of fitting for like the halfling and the dwarf to like Be like, no, we can stay up partying for like a few days, and then nothing happens to us.
Yeah, we're resilient. We're resilient folks.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have as much height that needs as much rest.
Yeah. Don't need to pump the blood so high.
That must be why I conked out.
Yeah. No, you're just a human.
Yeah.
And I'm lazy, to be honest.
Okay, what is Horatio's morning routine?
Alright. He's gonna get up, and he doesn't have any, like, hair gel or grease to put in his hair, so he's gonna wet it down. Because I'm gonna say that he's one of those people that when he gets up, his hair is all standing on end. Now he's gonna put some, like, he's gonna wet down his hair and he's gonna get, well, he doesn't really have to get his rattle traps together because he didn't really put them anywhere. He just kind of slept with everything on. He's just gonna kind of stumble down to the breakfast to the tavern breakfast hall common room. That's the word.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get himself a meal, and he's gonna get himself a beverage, and it's a non-alcoholic beverage because he actually wants to wake up. Probably. Is there coffee in Swordfall? This is an important question to me.
Yes, there's coffee. I would never make a world without coffee.
He's gonna get like a beer stein of coffee.
Good call.
And then he's going to. He knows this is all in the Magic Academy's coin, so he's going to heap his plate with food, more food than he's gonna eat, and then he's gonna stuff some of the food in like his pockets and stuff.
Brilliant idea.
Can I add some? How would I put that in my inventory? Because I want to keep this on me in case of worst case scenarios.
That is not a bad idea.
You can put, let's just call it a pound of perishable food.
Oh, this is gonna go bad, and I'm gonna forget about it. And then, like, I'm gonna get robbed by bandits, and they're gonna find it.
Yeah, you're just gonna have like all this rotting food.
I got breakfast sausage and scrambled eggs. I'm just putting scrambled eggs in my pockets.
That makes my stomach turn just thinking about that.